Alright, now how do we do this? So I'm going to bring up this look right here, and I'm going to zoom in since I don't need to talk much about anything else but what's going on right here. So let's now get out of the menu here and back to basically with no menu. You can see that it's recording now. We're not on air. And I have my A button is on and my B button is flashing, which means the B button is over here on the preview mode, and that's what's going to be affected if I do anything down here. So I can change what is happening within one of the layers simply by making sure that layer is flashing and then pressing the buttons here. Now anytime I press the top buttons, that's going to always change what's happening in the program view. So right now we're looking at the top down view. If I change it, it's going to be this one's coming from my left, this one's coming from my right, and right now it's looking at the helicopter up behind my back here. And then again, it's now this one's coming from right in front. So I can change that simply because I'm hitting the top view, and there's no B button in the top view, so it's going to A. What this is doing here, this is showing what's going on in the preview mode. So they come back to here. So this is showing what's going on in the preview mode because this is what's flashing at the moment. And let me just back out just a tiny bit. There we go. Now you can see it better. So this is flashing here. So if I go on the bottom here, which is now the preview, and I hit it because with the B flashing, it's going to change what's happening in the picture-in-picture or the B layer, and I can change it to anything. So now, not only do I have the ability to put a picture-in-picture here, but this is the easiest way I've seen to change what's going on in each picture-in-picture. It's just, you just choose a different input and it will go to that particular location. Now, depending on the input, it might not work in the view that you have, but it allows you to do that. If I hit the B again and turn that off, it goes away. Now it's flashing here. Now if I hit the A button, the first thing it does is it flashes, which tells me I am now active on layer A, which is the larger input here. And so now when I press again the lower because it's preset, excuse me, because it's preview mode, I'm going to get in the background, or I should say on layer A, whatever it is that's coming from the camera that I'm choosing to view. Okay, so it's just going to change the different views as we go through here. So that's layer A and layer B. If I then hit that again, and that is now no longer lit up, layer A is no longer there. And now you have layer B over the top of the background. And that's just how it all works. So A and B, layers on top of the background, and whichever one is flashing is the active layer. If they're lit up, both layers are visible. And all you got to do is hit it one more time to make it an active layer. So if you want to get rid of layer A right now, you actually have to hit it twice, one to activate it, and then one to remove it. Now active B is active, and I can actually get rid of that also if I want, and so there's no layers in there, it's just the background. Until I hit it one more time, and now they're both back in here. So it allows you to change what you're seeing in each of those layers. Now if you want to change what's going on in the program view, you can't do that with the layers. The only thing you can do is what's up there is now going to be pushed through the cut buttons, changes what's up in the program view on the program side. So the upper layer is program view, and again, that's going to change what you have here. Now if you for instance, you switch back over here, now you have two layers on top of there, and you want to change what's in a different layer. So right now A is active, which means if you press a different button, it's going to change the A layer. You can change the B layer, and this will activate whichever whichever program view or preview. Again, you choose up here, so now this will change what's going on in the B layer on the program view, not the preview. So you always got to remember A and B, and then whether are you changing program view or preview. Now, if you notice, if I turn something off, it's going to turn off over here. Okay, it doesn't affect what's going on here. So you cannot change the picture-in-picture setup, but you can change what's being viewed in the picture-in-picture by hitting the different buttons. Okay, so let me come back over here. Once again, A and B. Okay, oop, I got my picture in the way there, so I'm going to turn me off. There we go. So when so just remember, when you're changing the layers using the layer buttons, you cannot remove a layer in the program view. All right, so right here on the program view, you cannot remove that layer no matter what you want to do. So you can't remove the B layer. All you can do in the program view is when you select B, you can choose what's actually being seen in that particular layer. So it might be this here, or it might be this here, or it might be even this. But you cannot remove it. So if you want to remove it, you have to change back over to preview, turn it off, and then bring it back quick. And that will allow you to change it and remove the layer. Okay, so how do we set this up? Well, first thing we got to do is get rid of me in this picture. There we go. We're going to then swap this over to here, and we're going to choose the view to start with. So we're going to go back into our views. I'm going to select view number 4, and there we have me. All right, so at this point, we're set up. Now what we're going to end up doing is saving it in view number 7 once we make the changes that we want to make to create a new view the way we want to make it. So what we want to do is bring up B, and you notice it's right in my face. Okay, so I want to change that to, let's put this down and center. Now I can do that a couple different ways. One, I can move what we have here. But to do that, I have to get rid of all my menu options. So we have to get rid of the entire menu. And then we just tap on that because I have to get rid of that yellow square. Notice there's a yellow square there. Okay. What we need to do is, while we have that yellow square there, I can't change any of the any of the presets, or I should say any of the picture-in-picture sizes or anything. So we get rid of that, but the only way we can get rid of that is to get rid of the menu options first. So remember, menu's got to go, and then we can make sure that we can get rid of that simply by tapping on something on the screen. Okay. Notice how we can kind of get it to move in different locations. So any of those 4, we just take the yellow off of there. Now I want to move that B layer down and to the center. So basically move it over and then bring it down. So we got B layer chosen. So I'm going to use the joystick here. And let me back out just a tiny bit more. There we go. I'm going to use the joystick here, and I'm going to move it to the left just a little bit. Notice how it kind of moves over, kind of jerky. There, about middle, and now I'm going to bring it down. Give it a moment. There you go. So now we're down in the middle. And I'm going to put on layer A, I'm going to put something in here that makes it very obvious. Oops, I didn't want to put it over there. I'm going to put it down here. All right, so that makes it very obvious what I'm doing there by having something nice in the background. I want to change the size of the B layer, so I'm going to go back to B, make sure B layer is highlighted, and I'm going to do the zoom over here, and I'm going to zoom down. So as I zoom down, what that's going to do is going to make that particular picture-in-picture smaller. Now I can then move it back over to the middle a little bit. There you go. Whoop, too much. Bring it down. There we go. So now I have that a smaller picture in the middle, and what I want to do now is choose what I want to see above it. Sorry, on the A layer, and I'm going to choose this one right here. So now when I look up from where I'm at, you can see the overhead picture. So that's how you change that. Now once you have it set up the way you want it, and I'm going to change that back actually to, there we go, change it there in the preview, and now I want to save this as number 6. So we're going to bring back the menu, go to views. I don't want view action, I want view saved. Hit 6, and I'm going to confirm. So now this is now saved in number 6. By saving that in number 6, I can now go to something else. Oops, got to get out of view save. Come back into views, got view action. Okay, there's number 1. There's number 4, which is where we started. And now there is number 6. And then I can move it over here to program view, and now we're recording with me talking about this thing just above my head. So that's how you change the views. Again, make sure there's no menu. Get rid of the yellow box, and now you can use the joystick and the zoom key to adjust the layer that you want to change. Now yes, you can change layer A if you would like. So right now I have layer A is active. It's only one here. I don't have that yellow button there, or that yellow box. So now if I push the joystick over, if I push, oh, let me see if I can shrink this a little bit. There it is. So I can shrink this. Now that it's a little bit smaller, I can move it. There it is. Okay, and so I can actually move layer A also. And this is how you can make two different boxes side by side. The problem is you can't change the shape. It's still going to be semi, you know, that 16 by 9 basically look to it. So it's just going to be different sizes. Now, if I don't like this at all, instead of trying to get it back to the start, all I have to do is go back over here to views, hit B, or hit 4 again, and I'm back where I started from. Or hit this one, and I'm back to there where I started from. Whichever one I wanted to start from, I can always just go back to it and start over. So I can change what I'm doing, and as I go. This has to get set up before you can do the one button push button for your volunteers. So this is where an individual, maybe a couple individuals, can work together to have it set up to where it's working good, and then you can turn this over to the volunteers, and all they got to do is push which view they want at which time, and it should work very nicely for you, and do a very easy live stream with little effort involved. With that, I hope you have a good day, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like, and please share, and also God bless.